This is Matt McCune, the Upper School Academic Dean. I'm going to talk about testing for 9th and 10th graders. This is our formal assessment structure at Northlake Christian School. Our 9th grade actually took the ACT Aspire interim this past fall, and they will take the summative, the big assessment, coming up in April. Our sophomores took the pre-ACT this fall, and they will take the PSAT 10 coming up in April. Now, these tests we know are not designed to be the end-all be-all by which we measure our students, because we know that they're always growing academically, but it is something we use along with STAR assessments, which all 9th and 10th graders now take, to help us find areas that students can improve in order to better prepare them for the SAT and ACT, which will be coming up. Now, the Aspire focuses very heavily on critical thinking, which is aimed to prepare them for the next step, which is the pre-ACT. The pre-ACT and PSAT 10 are aimed to better prepare them for the SAT and ACT. So while, again, these tests are not everything we use to measure a student, it's to help them get ready for these tests further on down the line, rather than them going in the cold to take an ACT or SAT for the first time and then going from there. We're trying to do it to get a head start on finding areas that the students can improve in, whether it's math, English, reading, or science. To give you an idea of how we use it as a staff to look at not only students individually, but as a class as a whole, we get something from ACT called the response content analysis. And this helps us see not only, how many kids got a certain question right, but what the majority of the kids thought the right answer was when they got it incorrect. So an example I picked out was question 17. We have 37% of our kids got it right, and the most common incorrect answer was D. So if you look at question 17, it's asking how far in a straight line would it take for somebody to walk from the house to the coop. And, well, most of our kids answered D just because they see 400, 300. When if they use Pythagorean theorem, they would find that the right answer is actually 500. So what this shows is they might not just have a full understanding of Pythagorean theorem as freshmen. Another example of that is if you look at question 10, it says 28% of our kids got it right. Well, the majority of them thought A was the right answer. Well, this is talking about a circle, and it's asking the measurement of central angles. Most of our kids were able to realize a circle is 360 degrees. It's talking about 12 equal parts. Well, 360 divided by 12, that's 30. That's why a lot of our kids selected A. Well, what that shows is they knew what they were doing, but maybe they just didn't read the question fully, because the next part says what's the total measure of 5 of those central angles, which is why the answer is D, 150 degrees. So that shows our kids have understanding of that material. It just shows that maybe we need to focus a little bit more heavily on reading the full problem and comprehending what it's asking before we start implementing the process to solve it. So this is just a small example. Again, math. I'm a math teacher, so that's why I picked on math. But we use this across all subjects to find areas that we can help the students improve in. So it's not just these kids take the test and then we just look at the scores and say, okay, what's the next assessment? Every assessment we analyze as a staff and find areas that we can help, again, not only the individual students improve, but the class as a whole. Thank you.